Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce. And we want the sauce. And we want it now. We want the sauce and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now in the afternoon. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. We will have to wait longer. Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Random info. We want the sauce. And we want the sauce. And we want it now. We want the sauce and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait longer? Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon.
What happened? We want the sauce. We want the sauce.
I don't know.
We want it now. We want the sauce. We want the sauce. Oh, I was trying
Man,
to.
I don't know what the frick happened there, man. I did not touch nothing.
I was trying to finish up for you there, Bear. I was doing it a cappella style.
Couple more minutes, we were going to think Big Brother got you or something.
No, I didn't touch nothing. I didn't bump nothing. Yeah.
Man Blue says, where did the sauce go?
Yeah.
It went boop. We want the sauce and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44. And then you heard the sound of the record going across a record player.
Yeah.
And then they fixed it and put it back on.
We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now.
Hail the Gilkman.
8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait any longer? Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting. Will we have to wait longer? It's sitting here for 8 weeks now. Times 2. It's 4:44 in the afternoon.
Hell.
Hail.
So how's everyone doing out there in what felt like the year of Halloween? It's been Halloween this whole time, man.
No, because
Halloween.
It's been a twisted.
It's been Clown
Halloween.
World. You
Yeah.
have pink elephants running everywhere, here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
No, because Halloween is fun, and this year hasn't been fun.
Well, it's the kind of Halloween that's like more a horror story than anything.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living SJWs.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wear a mask. Shut it down.
Everybody's a Michael Myers.
Blue-haired lady is riding pink elephants with masks.
Yeah. Pink cars driving down the road. The person inside, windows up, mask on.
Yeah. Well, no, that's just a Mary Kay car.
Well, that may have been actual Mary Kay car. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
We still got 2 hours worth of October, Terry Rose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on our part of the coast. Well, I don't know. Wait, this is fall back, so technically we have 3 more hours of October.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't.
Tonight, I thought. No, wait, that's Sunday. Never mind.
Sunday.
So we get an extra hour. We get midnight to 1 p.m. Then we get midnight to 1 p.m. again. That gives us an extra hour, right?
Sunday. We fall back, so we gain an hour. I'm dyslexic, man.
I don't know. I get dyslexic when I try to figure this shit out because it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, it happens at 2 a.m. in the morning, so we're only a few hours away from that. So
yeah.
Was it me or were you roboting, Shell?
He was roboting slightly.
Really?
A little bit.
Roboting underwater.
Yeah, so it's like we've had electricity for almost 150 years, and we've had we haven't been an agrarian society for a little over 100 years. So can we get rid of daylight savings time, please?
It serves no purpose. It really doesn't. I lived in I lived in Phoenix, Arizona for like 2 years. And Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. And you know what? I couldn't tell a difference. Amazing.
Hail Arizona. That's a good case for Arizona right there.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Arizona and Hawaii. I'm not sure if there's anywhere else, but I'm pretty sure those 2 states are the ones that they just stay on standard time year round.
So Terry Rose says, and Toxic Man Flu say 2 a.m. is when you fall back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Too complicated for me, man. And then they keep changing the date too, which makes it even worse.
Well, when you live stream with people that are from, say, Ireland or the UK or Israel, there's time frame. It's because sometimes they're literally in the next day. It's the next day for them when it's still the day for you.
Yeah. The only person from Israel that I want to stream with is Gal Gadot.
We've streamed with dang it. Svi? See? Damn it, I can't believe I forgot how to say his name. I feel like such a jerk.
Stig?
No, the pop culture rabbi. We streamed with him on your channel.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. His name is a little hard to say.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm trying to pronounce it phonetically, but I know it's not pronounced phonetically.
Well, basically, the rabbi from another planet is one way to call him, or biblical comics.
Here's the question though: is he really a rabbi?
That is the question. I think he is. I'm taking his word for it right now, but maybe he's not.
Was it Zeev? Is that how you say his name, Zeev? Because it's TZVI.
There's no V, I didn't think. There's no T.
On his channel there is.
God damn it. Well, I mean, when you pronounce it.
just go with rabbi. Okay, just go with rabbi.
I hope he's not listening right now. Jesus Christ. We want the sauce. We want it now. Tell us how your name's pronounced.
Mazel tov. L'chaim. There's a lot of phlegm in Yiddish, you know. Yeah.
It's a lot of, you know, most apparently English is a very difficult language to learn for most of the world because our language is basically an amalgamation and bastardization of several languages. Got, you know, English, and then you got French, and you've got a little bit of German in there, and then there's a little bit of Latin, and
Well, I
mean,
think
come
what
on,
does
English. With English, man, there's several ways to say the same thing. You know.
well,
yeah,
I think
well, it's very descriptive. I mean, there's a reason Shakespeare was English. Yeah, definitely.
I think part of it is, you know, we have words, you know, like where, you know, there's where, and where, you know, you know, WERE, or I mean WHERE, and then WEAR, you know, so we have different spellings, but it sounds the same, so you know.
Yeah, and then you know, things will be moved around. Like in Spanish, things are kind of backwards, and
Yeah.
But Spanish has genders, which is really weird. Like everything has a gender, and it's not even intuitive and makes sense. It's very strange.
And don't forget the Spanish they're speaking in Spain is the Spanish in Mexico compared to Spain is different.
Yeah, supposedly the Spanish have kind of a lispy Spanish, and the Mexicans have more of a. And there's lots of different Mexican accents too that are weird.
Well, even in Spain itself.
Well, you got some that are Spanish and native language mixed.
Yeah,
it's like the mountain people; they had their own language. Because my grandfather used to buy bananas from the mountain people on the way to Mexico City. There's a huge range of mountains between Mexico City and the north.
Interesting.
Yeah, beautiful area.
Oh yeah, Mexico looks like a beautiful country. Unfortunately, the only place I've physically ever been in Mexico was Tijuana, but that was not. I would not describe that as beautiful.
Yeah. Sadly, my only experience of Mexico is also TJ. So, yeah, I have not been to real Mexico yet.
Well, I can tell you for a fact, if you drink the water, after a few days of, really rather, if you're lucky, you only have like 24 hours of the runs, and then you'll be able to drink all the water you want.
Dude,
I drank the water, and you know, Montezuma's Revenge is a serious thing. Let me tell you.
I've been all around the world and eaten all the local cuisine, so I'm probably immune to Montezuma's Revenge. But...
Did you get seasick when you first joined the Navy?
Negative.
Wow, I heard that's a real problem for people. That's where that term "getting your sea legs" comes in, right?
Right. Well, the thing is, like, the only, you know, when I did go on a ship, because I was in aviation, and I was always attached to a squadron. So the only time I went to the boat was when it was time for the flyboys to get their practice in. And so the only ship I was ever on was an aircraft carrier, you know, and that's like the biggest thing we got, right? So,
yeah, things are huge.
You know, that, and they, you know, they barely move, you know. I mean, the most movement you got out of the aircraft carriers when they were doing, you know, they would have to practice high speed maneuvers, you know, a couple of times.
An aircraft carrier?
Yeah. They crank the engines and freaking, you know, flip that steering wheel, and you're standing at like a 45-degree angle. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean,
Hold on and grab your britches. Something someone probably could say.
I mean, some people, like seeing it on a screen doesn't do it justice. But I mean, that dude, the freaking aircraft carrier can freaking move, man. But yeah, they if they're we go through it and we chain down all the aircraft and stuff like that, beforehand, obviously. But yeah, that's like the most movement I've ever experienced. But and believe it or not, there were some people that got seasick on the carrier, and I'm like, really? We're barely moving. But you're more likely to experience it on the smaller boats, like the cruisers.
Hey,
and
it's you wouldn't think it, but it's also the same thing if you take a bus across country and you literally when you get on land you feel kind of sick. It's moving. It's moving. And I rode I remember Lake Michigan. You can get on a ferry and it would take you out onto the lake. Pretty rough water, man. And pretty damn cold too at that time. And apparently, I guess I don't get seasick because it was basically you could just take it out and scenic. And some people, I guess, and some of them you could go out there and go fishing, but this one was just one going out and people were checking stuff out and all that, and it was pretty cool. Lake Michigan, the highest I've ever seen waves on Lake Michigan during a storm was about 20-25 feet high.
Damn, that's pretty decent sized storm swell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get big ones. But it was pretty rough water, and I didn't get seasick.
I remember a long time ago when I had my truck, I had like a little Ford Ranger, right? And it had those little jump seats in the back where you sit sideways. And my brother had to ride back there, and he was complaining about getting car sick because I guess the sitting sideways and the rocking back and forth kind of was getting to him. I guess
I've never really had that problem.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't read that comment.
No. No.
Well, what an interesting segue into our first topic, toxic man flu.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's apparently there's an article out there with the headline, "We need to talk about the Mandalorian and transphobia." And it pretty much it centers around Gina Carano. I'm not going to just go over the whole article, but it seems like the usual poppycock running around and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, the headline kind of says it all. I mean, at least let us read it in the most sarcastic, condescending way we possibly can.
Yeah.
The headline. We'll try and outdo each other on it.
Well, what I find funny though is like, once upon a time, the original definition of phobia was that that you were scared of something, right? You had a fear of something. But these days, it's if you have a phobia, you're either scared of it or you just don't like it. So.
Well, I think some of those women might, be afraid of getting beaten the shit out of by a man that claims to be a woman in like an MMA ring. But wait, never mind. No, they actually go up and still fight them. Never mind.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We need to talk about the Mandalorian and transphobia. No, you need to talk about it, you dummy. Don't be a dummy.
So yeah, taking a stance and standing your ground. You know, who am I to question? You know.
Yeah, if Caitlyn Jenner runs over somebody in her Escalade and kills them, transphobic. How dare you call out that woman for running somebody over and killing somebody? Like, it doesn't matter what gender he, she, it, they, them, they, Zer is.
Yeah, there was an actor that did that once. It sounded funny.
Oh man.
It looks like the rabbi will be here in a little bit.
All right.
He'll be home in about an hour.
Oh.
And it was yeah. In about an hour we'll still be going. Yeah. So yeah, I don't. I'm not really wanting to know about what actresses, actors, producers, and all that. I don't want to know their personal politics. I don't care. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to have fun, do this and do that, and not have to really worry about all that stuff. And I don't really like to talk about it either because it's not fun. You can't have jokes and giggles. You can laugh at the insanity and stuff like that, yeah, but especially with Year of the Pink Elephant, 2020. Googly eyes. It's like googly eyes looking back at you.
I can laugh at a lot of things.
Yeah, well, it's better to laugh than to cry or get angry.
Right. And I just come right down to it. It's like, I don't want to know what their personal feelings are. I just want to see a good show, a good story. I don't care about their personal feelings. I don't want to know them. I just want to see a good story. See the writing portrayed by the actor in a good way.
Yeah, can you just shut the fuck up and act and just act your heart out and say, I really like acting. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. I get to act. I get to get paid to do my life's love work. Life is great. Oh, that's so awesome. I love my fans. I have fans that like what I do. Yay.
Yeah, good story.
Yep.
Just want a good story. Don't care what they are, who they like, what they do. Just write a good story. And if the story is good, everything else will be good. And if you have to make one thing loud and drowning out a good story, well, then that's not a good story.
Definitely
even Mercedes Lackey would probably tell you that's not really a good way to write a story. When one character is overbalanced and takes over everything, and then you just focus on that one character, that's not a balanced story.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was extremely bold of the Star Trek Discovery production team and Picard to hire writers that I don't know if I don't want to say the RUHTARDED word, but it's good that they're the bold move hiring people with the intellect of like a third grader.
Oh, you said letter salad? Okay.
Yeah. I was like, that's very interesting. Wow. Interesting choice there. I'm not sure that I would put them in a writer's room. Maybe Sherry's Berries might be a better job for them, but hey. Whatever.
What about Sherry's Berries?
Oh, they hire special needs people. People with DOWNS syndrome.
Okay.
When you go into the mountain passes when it's huckleberry season, you got places all along the highway right there where they're making huckleberry milkshakes. And unless you've ever had a huckleberry milkshake in huckleberry season, my God, man, it is just heavenly. Gotta say, it is heavenly. Because going up into the mountains in the pass in Washington, you can see them when they're in season, and going up into the Montana and the mountains there when huckleberry seasons is in season, man, it is so good.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Homemade huckleberry ice cream from berries just picked. Something else. You ever been out in the woods and found a patch of huckleberries? Oh, it's fun. Good stuff.
No, I'm not even sure if I know what a huckleberry looks like.
Yeah, me neither. You know, around this time of year, my dad, what he would do is he would go up, climb trees and get those ear mushrooms, and would like make really good turkey stuffing with them.
When somebody says huckleberry, I either think of Val Kilmer or Huckleberry Hound.
I was just gonna say Huckleberry Hound.
For some reason, I'm thinking of Miami Vice because I think that Crockett used to call people a huckleberry.
Yeah. I think you're right on that.
That was a good show. It was a really good show. Well, it was at first, anyway.
I remember being a decent show.
Yeah, it got super cheesy though. I was watching it the other day, and there was one with like Ted Nugent. They had really good guest stars. Yeah, he plays some kingpin, and he's like burying cars out in the desert, you know, with bodies in them.
Yeah,
it's just way over the top. Way over the top. It was great.
Yeah, it was also, remember, it was the 80s.
Yeah. They had
it was the year of exploding Fieros.
They had a lot of people.
I seen a DeLorean today, mint condition. It looked like it was gunmetal gray.
Well, I mean that's the natural color, you know, because they're not painted. Well, there were ones here and there where the owner wanted them painted, but generally they just came in the that unfinished, aluminum,
stainless steel, yeah.
It's stainless steel, yeah, whatever. DeLorean owners usually just to take care of their car, every once in a while they take a like a scrubby pad, like a steel wool or something, and to brighten them back up every once in a while.
Man, some dude was crazy. He like did an LS swap in a DeLorean. Like a Corvette motor, like a 6.2 Corvette motor, dropped it in a DeLorean. He's like,
how'd that work
out? He said that he could only go about quarter throttle because he used the stock DeLorean transaxle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Should have put a beefier axle.
Apparently there's no other way to do it that'll let the engine fit, because it's rear engine, rear wheel drive. All I could think of was, wow, if I had that car, I would try to see how fast I could brake that thing. I'd be like taking bets on whether the splines on the input shaft would have gotten rounded out, or whether I'd snap a CV joint. That car probably wouldn't last 10 minutes with me.
See if you could actually get it to 88 miles an hour before something breaks.
Oh, well, that'd be the first thing I do, and then I'd try and get it to break. So Toxic Man Flu says that makes about as much sense as a 6-foot penis on a 5-foot tall man.
Yeah, sound like a burden to be carrying around.
Yeah, bit of a burden. Yeah, be dragging.
Just throw it over your shoulder and.
So yeah, sound like the DeLorean. If you stepped on it, something would probably break.
Oh yeah, let me see if I can find
below the rear end.
Yeah, let me see if I could find a video of that, because I was like, ooh.
I was watching Jay Leno's garage videos recently, and oh crap, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But anyway, he worked with Carol Shelby on the Daytona Coupe, whatever. Shit, what's his name? Peter something. Anyway, he was on Jay Leno Garage, and he had a VW bus.
What year?
I don't know, late 60s or early 70s. I don't know, something
Was
like
it
that.
was it split window van?
No, it's just the regular one. And he was into what do you call it? Hang gliding back in the day. And they even had like a hang gliding team and stuff. But anyway, they'd have to like, drive up on mountains and stuff like that, for launch points. And he had this VW bus, but it was, obviously underpowered. So he ends up putting a damn Buick engine in it.
Wow. Yeah, so this is the car right here. Yeah, if you guys are ready, because this is music.
Oh, let's hear
And
it.
on the sixth day, God said, "Let there be LS." And it was good.
Look at that.
DeLorean,
Fluxing.
I will sing hymns and I
This is a
will
great
read,
channel too, by the way,
for
for
I'm
car
no
guys.
Morpheus.
These guys are
Let us
funny.
begin analysis of
Go
this
ahead and throw their link in the
DeLorean.
chat.
This DeLorean is a January 1982 build, VIN number 11408. It's a DeLorean with an LS motor. Yes, this swap. What about an LS DeLorean? It's a comment that appears in many message boards and on Reddit and YouTube comments. People complain about the original
that
engine,
motor.
the PRV
My
V6.
goodness.
Well, what about an LS? Well, here it is. Here
Barely
is a
fits in there.
DeLorean with a General Motors LS V8. What is there left for myself and the Roman to say about DeLoreans? We've now driven 2, and this DeLorean will complete our own trilogy. We drove an automatic one that was almost a daily driver. We drove Matt Farah's beautifully rebuilt Stage 2 DeLorean, and now
He's
we
got a
have
good
this.
show.
So our
Yeah, Matt
opinions
Farah
have
does.
changed from when we reviewed that first DeLorean, fell to our knees and deemed we weren't worthy, and you can watch the original video of us seeing a DeLorean for the first time right here. That was way the hell back in season 2, nearly 3 years ago. And since then, we've driven a ton of unique cars, which we never thought we'd have the chance to look at, much less actually drive. It isn't that our reverence is any less than it was now, but we're in a greater position to look at the DeLorean objectively, free from any semen-covered glasses of nostalgia. So of course, Matt Farah's DeLorean was as good as a DeLorean can be and still be period correct. And you can watch that video here. But one thing always remained, and it always bugged me. The DeLorean never went. It never accelerated. It never had the speed I thought it had when I watched the movies when I was a kid. But this does. An LS DeLorean goes like I wanted a DeLorean to go. And it sounds the way I thought it would sound.
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh my goodness, this is fast!
Yes, the
Yeah.
LS solves all problems. But what you want to know is how on earth do you do this? How do you fit an LS into a DeLorean, the type of motor
That
this
is
car
the
was
question.
never meant to have? So I'm going to shut up now and allow John to explain himself how on earth do you build this. Take it away, John.
Yes. Okie dokie. That may fall on you at any point in time.
Okay.
Basically, LS swap DeLorean. There's a gentleman he was in Ohio, moved down to Florida. He helped me out a lot with the swap, actually. But everyone kind of has their own take on it. So the engine I chose was an LS4. It's out. They were using front wheel drive cars, so the Impala SS, Monte Carlo SS, the Grand Prix, whatever, Sporty Edition.
And those were transverse mounted.
They were transverse mounted. So like a bunch of, and they made turbo kits for these cars and everything. Really? Yeah. Huh. So like just gobs of power at the front wheels on this really heavy car.
Did you have to then did they use a different sort of gearbox? For the front wheel drive, did you have to choose a different one?
It's still a front wheel drive transmission, and I think they used it in the past on some V6s. So this doesn't have the standard, way back in the day, they're still using it today, Chevy bolt pattern, that you can bolt any transmission up to. So it's a little bit different, except I don't care because I had to make an adapter plate.
Why'd you have to make an adapter plate?
So, because I'm mounting the Renault UN1, which is a French gearbox, which has no business being behind any sort of American engine.
Oh, wait, this still has the original gearbox in it?
Yes.
I'm going to stop the video right here. Let me repeat what John just said. This LS4 is connected to the Renault UN1. Yes, the Renault UN1 was an okay gearbox. It was used in the Lotus Esprit V8, but that 918 twin turbo V8 was nerfed to stop the UN1 from shattering like the frozen T1000 at the end of Terminator 2. The Renault UN1 was made for high horsepower but low torque motors, the type of motors that would go into little limey B-road two-seaters. Not an LS, not the LS. When the General Motors LS V8 descended from Mount Olive in 1997 with an aluminum dick and a Sid Vicious sneer, the world did yay and look up. Here was a pushrod motor that revved just as fast and just as hard as your holier-than-thou double overhead cam motors like the BMW S62 V8 or your precious 1J or 2JZ Nobble Gobbers. And because the LS is a cam-in block, the motor's outer dimensions remain small. And then GM cranked out these motors like Pop-Tarts. High volume prices meant the prices stay low, just like the Miata.
V8s for everybody.
And no overhead cam. Doesn't need it. No variable valve timing, at least in the beginning. It doesn't need it. The stock headers flow better than fancy aftermarket chrome trash. No twin spark setup. Burns fine with just one plug per pot. 2 valves per cylinder. Doesn't need 4. Do you remember the movie Primer where they're building the box and the two guys go over to the design and they keep eliminating parts? Like, well, it doesn't need this and it can go without this. That's the LS. Make it as simple as you can. Anything that it doesn't need, it doesn't have. That's the brilliance of this design. Josh's Renault UN1 gearbox hasn't broken yet. He drove this LS DeLorean coupled to the Renault UN gearbox from Saskatchewan all the way to Hamburg, Pennsylvania. No problem.
Wow.
Not one. Anyway, Back to Josh.
So you got all this power going through a Renault gearbox?
Yes. It's beefed up as much as it can be.
Yeah.
The input shaft comes in and it's in 2 pieces. And I'd call it like a mechanical fuse. It's just kind of a female splined, like this is inside the transmission. So that's what goes, the splines strip out at about, we'll say 250 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
So, and then the automatic's a whole nother story. Like I could put an automatic behind this and just pop them off, just destroy them one after another.
Yeah. So you had some clearance issues to solve. And
yes.
Business with the water pump down there.
There's a few reasons why I kind of pushed it back. Because if I were to install this engine with the transmission and the stock location, it would be 3 inches closer to the rear and it would basically be hanging out of the back of the car. Wow. So moving it forward, that kind of helps getting the weight a little bit closer because the weight distribution is terrible on these cars. And it gives me more room in the front. So if I want to do like exhaust, I could run in front there because this exhaust is freaking noisy on the highway.
Right. Right now you're running very tiny glass packs.
Yes, the smallest ones I could get.
And the headers, what are the headers?
I just made them.
Oh,
so
your own design?
Engine 5/8 pipe. You just get I got the long tube header kit from Summit and kind of figured out, there's the head. And I kind of mounted the flange where I want it to be and go way to be.
Right. And now you can just see that it just starts there, ends there.
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere, and a little bit of glass pack.
Well, and this is kind of a unique header because they always exit, they always make a turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't come straight out the side. And then they're shifted too far forward or too far back and run to the frame. So I figured it would be easiest just to make my own. Had to make all new engine mounts. Before this whole project, it must have been like a week straight. And I basically measured everything that, like the whole rear portion of the frame,
Must have been
and put it on CAD because it was getting pretty cold.
Around.
Yeah. And then there's a gentleman, I don't know where he's from, but he took the time to model up an LS engine, so that helped out a lot.
Nice.
And I measured out the transmission and then just kind of made everything work. So all of the mounts and stuff, those are all laser cut parts that I had welded together. So if someone wanted mounts again and the adapter plate and stuff like that, I could replicate it. I haven't found anyone serious now. Everyone wants to, I want to LS swap my DeLorean. Can you give me a kit? No, it doesn't work that way.
If they add, do you still have the files?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I could replicate this for sure. Because I am an engineer by trade, so working as CAD is something I do every day. The suspension is all stock. Really, I should be upgrading the brakes. I haven't yet.
Okay. You
got like a coating on them.
As far as cooling, you have a much bigger motor in there.
Yes.
So what was your cooling solution?
Well, and another reason why I picked this engine is aluminum block. So you're going to have better cooling, and it's also 100 pounds lighter than iron block LS. I ran it with the stock DeLorean. All the cooling setup was stock.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran into issues. If I was at a stoplight for 2 minutes, the fans would kick on, and then the temperature would keep rising. And if I were in like this traffic that I experienced when I'm down in the States, this thing would have overheated many times over. So this last winter I had it down. I put aluminum radiator in it, and that dropped my temperature significantly. I wandered around the junkyard, and I looked for the biggest fans I could, and they're off like a 2000 Malibu or something. It's a 13-inch fan, and the rad's actually only 12 inches tall. So it's like, it covers everything and then some. So
watch out, there's bees.
Oh, right now. Okay, so there's the rad, and it's kind of mounted on an angle because up there's the bottom of the trunk, and then the fans are down there. Yeah, there's not a whole ton of room in there. This one's measured at, I think it's 323 at the flywheel horsepower and similar torque.
Wow.
So I have much better exhaust and a much better intake. So I don't know, I'll say conservatively 350.
Okay.
And maybe 300 to the ground. I would hope it's north of 300. That would be disappointing if it was in the 200s.
I call Matt Happel. He'll have a solution.
Time to drive it. I love it. Ugh, this is what I wanted. And this is what you wanted.
Oh, wow.
That's nuts.
Since it has stock brakes, you need to allow time for this now missile to stop. And also because it has stock suspension, the front of the car gets light really easy. So when you do gently get on the power, the nose will lift and it feels like you're going even faster. And because you have the unstoppable LS, you can pass anybody at any time. And especially people in the know, they go, I didn't think DeLoreans were that fast. And you go, right by them. But you do drive Joss's DeLorean with a little bit of fear and respect because you don't want to break it. Now, he tells me he beefed up the transmission, but I'm not sure exactly what that means. And he was very concerned when I was driving it because he said, whatever you do, don't hammer it in fifth gear. When you're on the highway, don't do a hard pull. Pretend there's an egg under that accelerator pedal at all times. Even though that was there, and even though we kept a very mild foot because of the UN1 gearbox, this was now the best DeLorean I have ever driven. The interior was it wasn't that great, but then again, you appreciate a DeLorean more from the outside than from the inside. I had nothing to fear from the motor. I had all the power I could ever need, and I had all the reliability I could ever want. I'm sure Josh will eventually come up with a long-term solution for the gearbox mismatch, but he is almost there. Once that's finished, this will be the pinnacle, the nigh on summit beautiful DeLorean that shall exist for ages. This is what all men strive for, and this is what all nerds want. The LS DeLorean. By my deeds, I honor him. V8.
DeLorean. Wow.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous, but that's what I like about it. Yeah. So Tyler Bongo says when this thing hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. Oh yeah, especially with stock brakes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, those of you, if you want to check that video out, I'm gonna throw it in the info down below.
Yeah, that's a great channel.
It'll be updated and sub to that channel.
Yeah, I binged a bunch of their videos a while back.
All right. They're called Regular Cars. Check them out.
Kind of did an impromptu mini car talk there for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, a little mini car talk there. Yeah. Man, that was a sweet sounding engine.
Yeah, man, those LSs sound great. Full-length headers and glass packs. It doesn't get any better than that. That thing must have been thunderingly loud in real life. Damn it, man. Now I want to time travel.
Buy a bunch, store them for your future self.
Yeah, you're my past self. I guess I just wasn't thinking fourth dimensionally.
All right. So those of you that like that, refresh the page, and you'll find that in the info below.
Oh, Terry Rose says I will time travel at 2 a.m. Yeah, good point, Terry Rose. Good point.
So yeah, and speaking of Crazy Clown World, little tunage, and what a shame. Yeah, rest in peace, James Bond, the best James Bond I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch
Sean Connery.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch one of those Goldfinger or something.
Yeah, I guess there were some people kind of giving Sean Connery after the fact cancel culture, you know.
Yeah, God, get a life, idiots.
He said it was okay to hit women.
He said it was okay to hit women over 35 years ago.
Me personally, I was like, yep.
How do we hold him accountable now that he's dead?
Like, we want equality, but we don't want equality because we want to be able to show our ass without the man defending himself or putting us in our place when we actually need to.
So yeah, we will give this a play here, and here we go. Everyone hear that?
Yep.
Crazy Clown World, music from another land. Light and sound, surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse. Curators of reality, they have no personality. Music from another land, light and sound in the dark of night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writing's on the wall, the band's playing. Crazy Clown World, music from another land. Light and sound, surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse. The curators of reality, they have no personality. Music from another land, like sound in the dark of the night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writing's on the wall, the band's playing. Crazy Clown World from another land, light and sound, surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse, the curators of reality, they have no personality. Music from another land, light and sound in the dark of night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writing's on the wall, a band's playing. Crazy Clown World, music from another land, light and sound surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse, the curators of reality, they have no personality. Music from another land, light and sound in the dark of night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writing's on the wall, the band's playing. Crazy Clown World from music from another land, light and sound surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse. Crazy Clown World, music from another land, light and sound surrounded by light. Yeah, Crazy Clown World. The year of the pink elephant. Yeah.
Skull.
Whoa. I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere to run, you got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster hunter for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry, and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run. I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere to run, you got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster hunter, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry, and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run. I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere to run, you got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster eater, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run. I'm a fire-breathing dragon and I'm coming for you. You got the monsters on the run. You got nowhere to hide. Got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster hunter and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's sort of like coffee for the soul, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm told it's got a kind of a Black Sabbath feel to it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I've had an old rock and rolly feel lately. I like to find those old tunes that got especially I love the banging piano. You know, multiple versions of Johnny Be Good that I've found, and because you know it's basically copyright free now to the point where you know, and there's instrumentals and it's very similar to Johnny Be Good in a lot of ways, and a lot of those old banging piano keys and stuff like that. I like that. Greetings, Tommy. Hail. Yeah, old school Sabbath with Ozzy. Exactly.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I am Iron Man.
That's the only Sabbath that there is now because Ronnie James Dio is no longer with us. So
He's been dead for a while, hasn't he?
at least a few years, I think. But I mean, even when he was still alive, they some time back when they toured with Ronnie, they changed their name from Black Sabbath to Heaven and Hell. So.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, when they were, you know, if they returned with Ronnie, it was Heaven and Hell, and if they returned with Ozzy, it was, you know, back to being Black Sabbath.
Yep. Boy, Ozzy, wow. Ozzy looks surprisingly good for somebody that's done all those drugs.
Well,
what's up, Keck 44?
A lot of preservatives.
Hey, Tommy, there's a link in your DM on Twitter.
Did he and Sharon get divorced?
Not that I know of. What would be the point? Sharon.
Yeah, Sabbath with Dio was definitely not the same as the original.
Oh, the one I got in my head right now, though. Mr. Crowley. Dun, dun, dun.
That's not Sabbath.
Well, still Ozzy.
Yeah, it's still Ozzy. Yeah.
Ozzy all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. When I think
it's
of his solo.
go ahead.
Oh, when I think of his solo stuff, for some reason I always think of "Shot in the Dark."
That's a good one.
It is a good one. Got a lot of heart, that song.
My I'm on the hunt for a special instrumental.
What,
because there's 22 songs now, and I've captured some styles that I really like, that really speak to me, that really match the personalities of the lyrics. It brings the song to life, and so basically, I think my next song will be similar to a Jerry Garcia band song. And there's some that are kind of a little rock and rolly, kind of a little boogie. Then there's some that are like Mason's Children. That's a really good example of a really good Jerry Garcia band song. Some folk songs and get a little upbeat to them. Ballads, stuff like that. And it's the story of the song that really fascinates me.
My top song will probably always be Touch of Grey, because that's like one of my more vivid memories from back in the day, was that video, seeing that video on MTV, all the damn time. Say your piece and get out.
What was this? What'd I miss?
Touch of Grey.
Yeah.
That's like my song from Jerry, in the bunch, because of seeing the video on MTV all the damn time back in the day.
Well,
that was weird. They did a video.
My
unlike them.
My first Grateful Dead concert, Jared, that was Touch of Grey was the opening song. And then and basically 4 beats into the song, about maybe 5,000 people poured over the back fence like a waterfall, man. And you should have seen the cops on the outside trying to deal with it, and the ushers on the inside trying to deal with it, and security. No, it was fucking free for all at that point.
Were they at Altamont?
No, that was the Grateful Dead. That was the first in World Music Theater in Tinley Park had first opened. Aerosmith was the first concert. And so when we came in, the parking lot was already goddamn trashed already. And so everyone parked themselves because everyone knew how to park themselves because they've been doing it for years. And the ushers didn't really know what they were doing and stuff like that. And at one point when they went over that back fence, it created a mood, a vibe for the next 3 days, because that was the first night. And oh man, it was interesting, that's for sure. It didn't happen again because the band was a little bit pissed off that people did that. And because when the band was normally kind of ticked off, they played certain songs to kind of let the crowd know it's like, hey, you can't do that shit. And it was I'd never seen 5,000 or more people pour over the back of a fucking outdoor music coliseum. I'd never seen such a thing. Blew my mind. I was 18 at the time, because I was 17 when I seen my first Jerry Garcia band concert. But man, that was a hell of a thing. I'd never seen such a thing. I didn't think people could pour over a fence that damn fast. I mean, they didn't knock it down. They climbed over it fast. It was quick.
As far as up here goes, the two places I can think of that I'd want to go see a concert at is either the Tacoma Dome or the Gorge.
Oh man, you want to see something? The Gorge in town of George in Washington. Yeah, that's a beautiful place to see some.
Well, I mean, it's right on the Columbia River.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Yes there instead of seeing them in an indoor place. That would have been much better because I've seen Yes in concert. Seen them once. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
There's oh shit. Is it? Am I thinking right? They're from Canada, right?
Who?
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. It's just one of the bands.
I can't remember if Yes
really
is
like.
Canadian or American.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know more about the Grateful Dead than anything, but no, Yes, I had a chance to go see him, and I was like, man, that's cool. I'm gonna go see it. So I grabbed a couple of my friends and we went and seen them, and it was fun time.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't have that famous turning stage that they used to play on. Big round turning stage. It would turn. Yeah, they didn't have that at that time. We were hoping. Yeah, we've been thinking along that we've been having some. Yeah, we need to have conversation for sure, Tommy. Yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah. Oh no, they're British. They were.
Yeah. So apparently they're not divorced. I had to look for that. Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. Yes was formed in London in '68.
Yeah. It was a good act. I liked it. Good music. Right kind of crowd. Right kind of people. Pretty cool. Because another band that I would have liked to have seen is Rush.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to have seen them back in the 90s if I would have had a chance. I had a chance to, but I was doing other things.
Well, one of them had passed away, right? Or are they all still alive?
Sure. I'm not sure. It's not something that I've really kept up on. I've been just busy doing other things.
I was thinking old boy was not with us anymore.
Who?
From Rush.
Oh. We've lost a lot of rockers lately. I mean, we lost Eddie Van Halen pretty recently.
Yeah. Of course, he was battling cancer.
Oh, for a long time.
I didn't even know that.
Well, he had to have part of his tongue removed for oral cancer.
Yeah. Oh, it was Neil Peart, the drummer of Rush, died within the last few years, I think. Yeah. One of the great drummers of all time, Neil Peart.
Oh yeah.
Which there are some bands, that they've lost a member or two, and they just hire a studio musician to fill in, and they play small venues and stuff. But
yeah, it sucks when a band will lose somebody that was an integral part of their songwriting, and their sound is just never the same after that.
One group that I'd like to see is you know, with all this in mind, is the Circle, or AKA Sammy Hagar in the Circle.
I think I've heard bits and pieces of them.
Yeah, but I mean, it's and I can't remember the black dude's name, the guitarist. But it's Sammy, and Mike, Mikey from Van Halen, the original, or well, not the original, but the Van Halen bassist, and Jason Bonham is the drummer. And I would have to look it up because I can't remember the black dude's name, but he's the guitarist. But I mean, they play stuff from anything Sammy has done. So they play Montrose songs, Van Halen songs, any of Sammy's solo stuff. They play Led Zeppelin stuff because, I guess since, John Bonham's son is their drummer, they have the right.
Yeah.
But let's see, there was another group of them before they called themselves the Circle, but they were called Chickenfoot.
I remember that.
Yeah, so they play songs from that, but anyway, as far as kind of being able to go to concerts that I never made it to before, when before people started dying off and shit. But another band that is still, all in its original glory that I would like to see is the Foo Fighters. I'd love to see the Foo Fighters. But yeah, I mean, I'll be half a century old in February, and I've never been to a rock concert. I've been to country music concerts, but for some reason, as fate would have it, I've never been to a rock and roll concert.
Yeah. That's something I want to do one of these days.
Yeah, I'm going to be 49 in 12 days.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, thank you. No, I could be playing some darts or something. That's a good possibility. Darts, beer. Yeah.
Sounds like a solid birthday.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. Yeah.
Vic Johnson. Vic Johnson is the guy that I couldn't think of his name, but he's a hell of a guitarist.
What's he been in? Sounds familiar.
I don't know, but Michael Anthony. That's the guy from Van Halen, the bassist. I couldn't think of his last name, but let's see. According to Google, Vic Johnson is an American rock guitarist best known for playing guitar with the Bus Boys. And later with Sammy Hagar and the Wabaritas. Yeah. So, and it's down the list. It says music groups, The Circle, which is the one they're in now. The Bus Boys and Sound Barrier. I never heard of Sound Barrier.
Yeah, Toxic Man Flu. I seen ZZ Top at the Rosemont Horizon, suburb of Chicago, and I seen the Recycler tour. I literally watched those guys recycle themselves into metal cubes moving all over the place. They're mechanical, I think. Yeah, it's a great show. They the problem with that show is they wouldn't let anyone like dance or anything like that, get down, start boogieing, because it was that kind of show. It was a get down and boogie, and they kept messing with everyone, all the ushers. So they were a pain in the ass. Because normally when if Jerry Garcia band came to Rosemont Horizon or the Grateful Dead came there, normally it was considered an okay thing, you know, but no, they were just giving everyone a hard time. It's a funny thing about when you're trying to have a good time, them ushers are trying to step on your good time. Now, I always had a thing with those damn ushers, you know. I was at a George Thorogood concert, and me and a few of my friends went and seen him. And damn, we should have probably brought some earplugs. But I got this big muscle-bound guy with this huge flashlight, and he's pounding it into his hand, standing right next to me, staring right at me, and I'm dancing like a crazy wild man. And I just danced wilder and crazier because I didn't really appreciate him staring at me like that. And so I did that until he just went away. Man, it's like, what is it with ushers not wanting people to have a good time? Oh wow, yeah, that'd be the best way to see him.
All I know is we played the shit out of the Eliminator album back in the day.
Yeah.
So we lost Sean Connery here. Any of you guys want to talk a little bit about any lasting impressions, legacies of Sean Connery?
Man, I like Sean Connery in almost everything he did. I gotta say, I liked all of it. Yeah. Yeah.
From James Bond to Medicine Man to
Medicine Man was great. I found the plague of the cure of the 21st century, but now I've lost it.
Yeah.
Why, Ms. Galore?
Tube Snake Boogie. Yeah. Yeah, I like me a little bit of Southern outlaw rock and roll, specifically the Outlaws. I like those guys. I like some good Southern rock. There's no doubt about that.
I was listening to
Freebird,
Call Me the Breeze the other day. It's a good song. That's a good beer drinking, dart throwing song right there. So I was thinking I cracked up a little bit because I forgot about this, but Sean Connery with Finding Forrester actually started. This was before memes, but it was a thing that that he started that was kind of basically memes before memes, and I just crack up every time I think of this.
You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog. You're the man. You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog.
Oh boy.
I don't know why that cracks me up so much.
Yeah, what was that from?
That was from Finding Forrester.
Yeah. I think that I don't think I've ever seen that one, actually. But I mean, yeah. Last night after
What's up, Mando Merc? How you doing?
Hail, Mando Merc. Welcome, my friend.
After hearing about Sean Connery last night, I was checking out some stuff on YouTube and found a video of 50 of the best lines that he did from James Bond. But like in Goldfinger, you know, and when Pussy Galore tells him his name, you know, and he's like, I must be dreaming. Yeah, Sean Connery, a man's man.
It was badass. He was badass in everything. He was also, you know, Time Bandits. When I was a kid, he played the king and the firefighter, which was very cool. You know, because as a kid, that was like a kid's kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think George Harrison.
Another one of my.
I think George Harrison did the soundtrack for Time Bandits. Actually,
another one that I liked was Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones. And part of the reason I like that movie is because I've actually been to that tower.
All right.
In Kuala Lumpur.
Out of Sean Connery's James Bond movie, I'm going to list some. Dr. No. Hold on. Dr. No. From Russia with Love. Goldfinger. Thunderball. You Only Live Twice. And then there was one where he was in Diamonds Are Forever. Now, out of those, what would you say is your favorite?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Don't forget the one that he came back for, Never Say Never Again.
I don't think that one would be my favorite. But,
I don't know. I'd have. I mean, those first three, Dr. No, Goldfinger. What was in between? What was in between?
Thunderball.
From Russia with Love.
Goldfinger.
Because it was Dr. No, From Russia with Love, and then Goldfinger. And dude, those three right there, you know, those are all awesome.
67. You Only Live Twice.
What was Thunderball the one where it started getting cheese ball?
I don't know. I mean, I think they've always
it had a red-headed
had a
ginger
little
in
bit
it.
of cheese in it, but
Trying to remember. Thunderball's the one where they have that crazy choreographed water scene, right?
I'm not sure.
Which one's the one where they go to Jamaica? Was it Jamaica?
I think there was a Jamaican one with Roger Moore. Let's see.
Maybe it was the Virgin Islands. I don't know. But wasn't you? Yeah. Let's see. James Bond movies.
well, the first one, Dr. No, he was on some sort of tropical island.
He was.
There's God dang, there's been so many James Bond movies. I need to let me see.
I'm gonna say that From Russia with Love is probably what I'm gonna watch.
That was a fun one.
And
I don't know.
It's on Vudu. It's $7.99. It's not too bad.
Amazon might have some of those for free.
I kind of have a soft spot for Goldfinger, you know, because Pussy Galore. Come on, you know, and her and her flying, all of her female pilots and stuff. But that, and it's got one of the best theme songs, Goldfinger.
Yep.
You know,
it does have one of the best theme songs. Yeah, Thunderball was the one that had the crazy aquatic choreography. Yep, that's the one.
like the mermaid chicks or whatever. Weren't they dressed up as mermaids?
I think so. I'm trying to think here. The Bahamas. That's okay. The Bahamas. That's where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Damn it! I knew it was somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it's because
oh.
the Bahamas are under they're a British territory or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The movie The Rock, that was the one where they had to break into Alcatraz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Nick Cage.
Yeah, that casting was weird. Yeah, that one I don't remember really liking that one.
But,
The Hunt for Red October, he was great in that.
yeah.
So yeah.
Highlander is in Highlander. Highlander was
Yeah.
good. The first Highlander, the second Highlander, I mean, he was still good. He was good in it, but the movie sucked. In fact, until The Last Jedi came along, Highlander 2 was like the portrait of how to do a horrible sequel.
Well, that was the kind of like the futuristic one, right?
Yeah, but they did some weird. We would call it going SJW now. They went weird, environmentally so dumb.
Yeah,
they're aliens from planet Zeist or some stupid shit, and he used so after winning the prize in the first movie, he decided to make a shield to block out the UV radiation because our ozone was gone. God, it was so dumb.
I liked the one that they did with Adrian Paul. That last one they did.
The TV series.
Well, yeah, no, not well. I watched the TV show all the time back in the day, but they did one last movie with Christopher Lambert and Adrian Paul, and it was pretty good. I liked it.
Well, I'm not seeing Never Say Never in the Sean Connery bundle on Vudu. That's weird.
So RR says Highlander Endgame. Is that what you're talking about, Shellback?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the one with both of them. I've heard it's good though. I've heard that it honors the lore, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened in Highlander 2. It really hurt it a lot.
Well, Bear, Never Say Never Again, and there was one other Bond.
Must have been a different
film.
production company that did that.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was made by those two movies were made by a different group. So
yeah, they had like a licensing agreement or some weird contractual thing they could do.
Eon or whatever. Because I was looking it up last night, and it was like those two are referred to as non-Eon. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but
it's got MGM listed.
Yeah,
I found it on Vudu, and out of the other ones, it's $14.99 compared to $7.99.
Yeah. But Never Say Never Again had Kim Basinger as the Bond girl. So
yeah.
But I don't know. I've kind of liked them, all of them. I think each actor has, kind of like brought their own little something to James Bond. Yes, even Daniel Craig.
I liked Moonraker. Moonraker was good.
Yeah, Moonraker was good. That was my favorite. Other favorite Bond movie.
Yep.
Because Roger Moore was Bond when I was a kid.
Yeah, same here. But
he played it a little bit more upper class than Connery did.
And Pierce Brosnan was, he's one of them. I like him because I grew up seeing him on TV in Remington Steele. So
Yeah, that's he was supposed to have been in what, Living Daylights, was it?
I don't know.
He was supposed to be in the Timothy Dalton one, but he couldn't get out of his Remington Steele contract
to
do it. Yeah. He was a good was it Goldeneye? Was that the first one he was in?
Yeah, Goldeneye was his first, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. He made a good Bond. Yeah. He had a little bit of Connery and a little bit of more kind of in between those.
Was Halle Berry the Bond girl in that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait a minute. Was it Goldeneye or I don't know?
Was it Goldeneye the one where they were in the frozen tundra?
Because as far as Pierce Brosnan goes, there was no, Halle Berry was Daniel Craig. No, wait a minute.
No.
Yeah, it was Pierce Brosnan. It's crap.
Duran. Yeah.
Well, now we're going to get a female Bond, allegedly, supposedly. Which I think that's kind of antithetical to the character, is it not?
Yeah.
I don't know. Supposedly, one of King Henry VIII's wives, they've cast a black lady to play her, which is like, huh? I don't know. If they're going to do that, then I would love to see Aaron Paul's take on MLK. Yeah. I have a dream, bitch. That'd be good. Yeah, Russian scientist destroy the world. Yep. Toxic Man says, yes, finally a Bond that bleeds but doesn't die. How do you know? She could
live and let die.
Yeah. I like the Guns N' Roses version of that song better than the Paul McCartney version.
Do you like the Guns N' Roses version better?
Yeah. It rocks a little harder.
I'm kind of partial to the Paul McCartney version.
Well, I mean, it works better for the theme for that movie. I mean, you wouldn't be playing.
You heard what I said, right? The Paul McCartney version.
Conspiracy or conspiracy? Not the real Paul McCartney.
Yeah, that live and let die, man. It's got staying power, man.
Yeah.
Goldeneye had Famke Janssen and
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm walking on for Famke Janssen. That is fantastic. What great timing. She was never better than in Goldeneye.
Halle Berry didn't come along until I think it was The World Is Not Enough or something.
Let me think. It was the last one. It was the last of the Bronson ones. The one that wasn't very good, wasn't it? The
Tomorrow Never Dies.
No,
right?
Die Another. I'll look it up for you. 1 second. I think it's Die Another Day, wasn't it?
I think I've got a list of them up here. Let's see.
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day was the weakest of the Bronson ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with Halle Berry.
Okay.
She did fantastic. She came out of the water in that parody of Sean Connery, from Doctor No. Yeah, Doctor No walks up out in Sean Connery walks up out of the surf, and they basically redid that shot for shot with Halle Berry. Then they redid it with Daniel Craig a few movies later.
Yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies.
But Pierce Brosnan, his girls were Halle Berry, Famke Janssen, Denise Richards, and
Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher, yeah.
Denise Richards was fantastic. And also, what's another Michelle? What's her name? The
Michelle Yeoh.
Oh yeah, Michelle. You know, but there was a what's that French woman called? I can't remember. I'll look it up. 1 second. Pretty easy, I guess. That was in Not Die Another Day, Not Tomorrow Never Dies. The World Is Not Enough. There you go. The World.
Sophie Marceau.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
I just finished watching that the other day.
Yeah, she was in Braveheart.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, it's tragic. Mel Gibson, probably one of the best filmmakers around. I can't watch his movies anymore. You know, it's a little bit on the anti-Semitic side, but he's one of the. I wish, you know, like it could be a misunderstanding because he's such a good filmmaker, right? He's freaking incredible.
Well, I think he tried to apologize for that.
Well, you can't really apologize for it, can you? I mean, really? Like when you're drunk, truth just comes out. You know, you've got this weird thing about Jews. It's just weird. You know, what can I tell you? I don't know. It's like Pink Floyd. You know, I can't listen to The Wall anymore, or anything by Roger Waters. And like, what can you do? Here, what's it? If we're talking James Bond, I got a little bit of a James Bond exclusive to share with you guys.
There's an old saying, you know, you shouldn't try to get to know your heroes too closely. Sometimes
they'll
disappoint you.
Very true.
Disappoint you. And I've been fortunate enough to meet one or two of mine and didn't discover anything like that. And you know, it was a rub elbows kind of thing, shrug, and nod at each other. You know, that kind of thing. What we got here?
Fine. So I got a sign up for my Indiegogo starting this week, and I'm going to be doing 4. If you sign up for it, you get with any order 1 or 4 different art cards. So this is the first art card I got back. It's a series called For the Male Gaze. For the Male Gaze, which is something we're told is a very bad thing nowadays. So they're going to be like genre pastiches on sexy genre pastiches. So this one is obviously a James Bond one. And next one's going to be a Doctor Who one. But yeah, just you know, I just got the artwork in last night from the artist. So there you go, a little bit of James Bond tie-in.
Nice artwork.
Yeah, no, he's a good artist. This guy. Yeah.
What is that? Is it ink?
I don't know. He does a combination like pencils and I mean, like, I'll pull up the book I did with him. Where is it? I think I've got it somewhere here. I just do a search. I'll do a search. And I mean, like his work is really incredible. Well,
I mean, she wouldn't have to hold a gun on me. I'm just saying.
Well, see, I mean, look, I'm going for something like just sexy. I want to do something which is something that's so verboten, you know, in the world today. Like, you know, I'm sorry, normative heterosexuality isn't a bad thing, right? It's just not a bad thing. I'm sorry if you feel that way, but it's not. Oh, here.
I mean, whatever you're into, you're into.
Exactly. Oh, here it is. I think this is it.
I mean, you don't have to agree. You know, you don't have to agree with it, but
right. It's this demonization of masculinity is just terrible. You know, like enough already.
Yeah.
So most of the women complaining about the male gaze, how do I say this nicely? Nobody's gazing at them.
Exactly. 100%. I toyed with the idea of putting Jodie Whittaker's playing Doctor Who, head in the background, looking upset, looking angry. Because like you have all these like feminized versions of like very masculine things. Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, right? And none of them are very good. Just none of them are very good. I think that's why the Mandalorian was it just seemed so freaking incredible, because it was like it just wasn't hating men. It's like I'm not used to anymore. Yeah, one second. I'm just God.
Actually, Wes. Actually, I'm sure that even some of those women are getting the gaze. It's just that usually there has been some alcohol consumed previously.
Oh well, that was helps. Hey,
I'm sure it's a last call special is what's going on there.
Yeah, what's that? I'll pull up this guy's artwork. It's freaking incredible.
Night, Tommy.
Good night, Tommy.
You
Call
leave
me
the
a Happy New
bar.
Year. Night, mate.
You leave the bar at 2 with a 10, and you wake up with a.
With whatever you wake up with. It's the lucky dip.
You wake up with a 2 at 10. Yeah.
Yeah, was it? If you could throw up the thing I'm just sharing, I'll show you some more of this guy's artwork. There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, he really knows what he's doing, isn't it? So yeah,
Wow.
I'll flick through
That's like a Timothy Dalton one, right?
Well, we're basically. I wanted to. Okay, this is like a love
looks
letter
like Timothy Dalton,
right? So it's got James Bond, Emma Peel, Doctor Who, the Black Slap from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit in working one group together, right? So
and it looks like the Overlook Hotel too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh yeah, listen, this guy's backgrounds he did are fantastic. Here, well, I'll show you the. So yeah, there's all this like genre stuff like wrapped into it. Look at that! I like there's a Patrick McGowan from The Prisoner. It's so cool, and I like they all hum their own theme tunes to themselves, like ba 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 bum ba. And then he gets crashed into by James Bond. You know, it's got the and he's like, "I got your number, Sonny. I've got your number." As James Bond goes off. So if one of the stretch goals is I'm going to put an extra 5 to 20 pages in between this page and this page, right? There's going to be a lot more stuff going on, depending how the campaign goes. But like he wakes up after a night and one of the leaders is dead. There's some other good stuff he's doing. Let me find some other good pages. Right. He said the whole thing is based around. One of the things is based around this monkey walking around with lots and lots of toilet paper, which he got by stashing a body in the supply closet. So he does that because at the very moment when this like alien entity like invades, which is what this is all about, he throws the toilet roll at the at this alien being, which then holds it up to his eye and looks just as James Bond walks into frame. Yeah. Because haven't we all done that, right? Haven't we all done that? Yeah. So then he shoots it and breaks reality, and so I get a few pages without having to pay for them, which is nice. And this was the cheapest page. I like this page. So then it goes to Ian Fleming in the early 50s. He wakes up in Jamaica in the middle of the night and starts running away, and we see the text at the bottom. Yeah, I'll zoom in. What he's writing is that's the opening lines of Casino Royale. So basically, the way these characters make it back into reality is they have to make fictional versions of themselves. So there you go. That's basically what happens.
TV guide.
Yeah, I was very specific that I wanted a VHS Planet of the Apes, because you can't go better than that. And then here,
dirty apes.
This artist is great because I included all his like thumbnails in the background. You get the full script and like a commentary.
Ooh.
Well, like I love seeing his thumbnails. Yeah. Dominic Ratcher from the Philippines. If anybody needs an artist, I recommend him highly. Yeah, I'll go back to the cover again.
Wow.
Love that cover. There you go. The sign up for that be launching this week.
Amazing.
A couple of questions. We were wondering about this earlier, and then Bear sent out the invite to you. How do you pronounce your name?
Oh, okay. Imagine it spelled S-V-E-E. Svi.
Svi, okay.
Svi.
Svi, there you go. Perfect. It's okay. My English name is Matthew, which is much easier. Yeah, I'm a child of the 70s. In Jews, you name them at their circumcision. It's the Brit Milah, when it's like when the kids are 8 days old. So my grandfather goes to my father at my Brit, and he says, "Can you name him after my father?" Which was my great grandfather, Svi. Because just be nice. And my dad goes, "Sure, no problem." He says to my mother, He's never going to use it. He's never going to use that name. What difference does it make? And there you go. So it turns out that I was going to use it.
Hey, when I try thinking of the letters of the name, the letters just pop and jump around in my head. I got dyslexia.
No, it's not an easy one.
I think I was the closest out of all of us.
How was that? How far did everybody get? What's the worst one?
I couldn't even remember, so I didn't even try to guess.
I was nowhere close.
I did guess that there was an S in it, so I was the closest.
Oh, there you go. It's very impressive. Well done. Well done. My daughter's name is even harder. It's Tzipporah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, our kids' names get shorter as they went along, right? Our last kid is the shortest name.
And is rabbi, is that an honorary title?
No. Well, I might be defrocked, but I'm a real rabbi. That's the okay. I got my rabbinical ordination. One of the conditions of it was I wouldn't buy a TV when I went to the US, which was one of the first things I did. So I may have invalidated my rabbinical ordination, but swings and roundabouts. But yeah, no, I'm a real rabbi.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, I can say I'm a real rabbi, and I play one on TV.
Yeah. From another planet.
From another planet. That's why I always get with streaming with Father Miller. So I think it's so cool. You get a rabbi and a priest together. It's just nice.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And we tend to agree on pretty much everything, which is even weirder.
Have you ever walked into a bar together though? That's
we got to.
Hey.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
The same Father Miller that hangs out in Gary's chat every now and then.
Yeah. I stream all the time. He's on my channel at least once a week. Yeah.
Everyone's always on their best behavior when he's around.
Well, not me. People are always expecting me to be a little bit. Oh, did here I got targeted by like this hate group because I like to be a little bit dirty sometimes. On Twitter, this thing's been going down for the last few weeks. I had this. I was on a stream, right, and I said hello to somebody in the chat called TARDIS Time. TARDIS is the spaceship from Doctor Who. So I said TARDIS Time is always a good time, and then when I say good time, I always think of if you want for a good time, cool, whatever, you say on a bar. So I said, but what would be a good time at the time? So I went through all the everybody who's a companion of Doctor Who, right? From the 60s to current. I rated my chances of being able to get them into bed, right? I rated my chances. So the SJWs freaked out. They said, oh my God, that character is only supposed to be 14. This woman who played her was like 19, 20, absolutely gorgeous. A woman called Deborah Watling this was on like the late 60s, right? So on the character bio, somewhere it says she's supposed to be 14 or 15. I don't think that's correct. I think she's supposed to be 18, 19. But anyway, so they disingenuously, completely maliciously twisted that to say, oh, I like to sleep with little girls. I like to sleep with under. Yeah, and which is, it was so completely ridiculous that they just made themselves look so stupid. So so that's been going down for the past week. That little Twitter. These people are crazy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, they really are.
What else is going on? What else has been happening on the stream? What you guys been talking about?
Oh, we've been talking about Stargate, SG-1.
I never got into that.
Oh man, it's a great show. It really is.
I really tried. I really tried to get into it. I just couldn't. That and manga. I can't get into manga. And again, genuinely tried to get into manga. And I thought I watched a few things, but listen, vive la différence, right? We all can't enjoy the same things.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff going on with Stargate SG-1.
Oh, really? What's that? I thought it was like fill me in. I thought it was like finished, beyond finished.
There, you know what happened in the Stargate movie? They found an alien that had pretty much powerful ship, powerful technology, stuff like that.
Right.
And they continue that similar storyline in SG-1, and they go back because somebody they came through some Jaffa and some other entity pretending to be a god came through the
Right.
Chop Eye, the Stargate, and so it kind of starts off with the bang right off the bat, and they have to worry about Anubis now because they thought it was Ra because they look a lot alike, twin brothers, you know.
Well, yeah, that happens. Yeah, but it ran. How many seasons did it run for?
Longest running science fiction show.
Yeah, I know the Stargate people said that, but that's not really true, is it?
It is true.
No. Doctor Who ran continuously from 63 to 89.
Ooh, that's a good point. That is
it is true, but it's broken up into different pieces, isn't it, time-wise?
No, Doctor Who ran continuously, was continuously in production from 1963 to 1989.
I think it was. I think there might have been some breaks here and there.
Yeah,
in
but
the 80s,
didn't they change? There was different doctors though in that time.
Yeah, but it's still the same show and it's still the same production.
Who's your favorite Doctor?
Pretty much whoever I'm watching at the time, other than the current one, obviously, who was awful.
Oh yeah.
But,
now that's just
my favorite, Tom Baker.
Tom Baker's fantastic performance, can't argue. But I love Doctor Who. I just love it with every fibre of my being, and I just love watching it. Like even bad episodes of Doctor Who, I enjoy watching. That's how much I love Doctor Who.
You know, if Eccleston had been there the whole time that Davies was running it, I think he probably would be my favorite. It's real unfortunate that he had to leave because I thought he brought some gravitas to the Doctor. You know, kind of a different vibe.
He certainly relaunched the series and made it something new and different. I mean, it was honestly, I think Doctor Who became as successful as it was up until a few years ago because, firstly, the British public hadn't seen something with production values that were on a par with American TV, so they're very excited when Exton's season came, right? And it was like blew people's minds. But then when he brought David Tennant in the next year. And he's so charismatic, and I think that just knocked it into the stratosphere. So by the time it got to like the third or fourth season, it was just huge. It was absolutely huge. And then they were smart enough to sell it to Netflix for the States, and that's where it really picked up in the States.
Oh yeah.
I remember
it was on my playlist.
It was so stupid. It was so stupid of them to take that off Netflix. It was the dumbest thing they possibly could have done.
It was very short-sighted. No, did you hear? I haven't heard any of them, but there's a company called Big Finish that do like radio plays, audio productions, like full cast audio dramas. They're like books on tape, but more. So they did a bunch of Stargate ones. If you ever heard them.
Oh, really?
Good night, Keck.
Good night, Keck.
Yeah, I never really got to, or never really saw much Doctor Who at all. But the few episodes or whatever that I have seen, I think you know, my favorite one had Peter Capaldi was the Doctor.
Listen, he was a solid. I mean, that was probably one of the most full performances of the Doctor, because, like, again, you had to be a real fan to realize how great he was, because he would do things like you're watching him and he would have micro expressions of other Doctors, like, you know, like he would see a little flash of Tom Baker, a little flash of Patrick Troughton, and as his mood changes, which was all done deliberately, but just an incredible acting job. I have no idea how he pulled it off, but like, and also you have to be an incredible Doctor Who freak to pick up on this. Like, and then you got to just hit things.
He had to go watch every episode and research it and all that stuff and know it back to back and all that.
Exactly, but like all that work for something that isn't really. Actually, it's kind of like this. The sets of Star Trek and Deep Space Nine and Deep Space Nine. I'm not sure Next Generation. They were made way above production standard. Right, there was detail in there that you just couldn't see on TV in the 90s because the resolution was too low. But they did it that way anyway, and it was pretty darn good for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Classic Who. I think the first Classic Who I saw was during Colin Baker, The Trial of the Time Lord. I think was the first one I saw.
The worst place to jump on.
Yeah, it was. But I did go back and watch some of the older stuff, and I really liked City of Death. That was a good one.
Great episode. City of Death is the story that made it possible to come back in 2005. Because like nobody really believed it could come back. It would be successful. So Rusty Davis, who was the head writer of it, he showed City of Death to I think Jane Tranter or Julie Garden, the people in charge of BBC at the time. And he said, look, this is a template of what I would want to do with Doctor Who, like fun, exciting adventure. And it was that specific story. It was written by Douglas Adams basically was the starting point for Doctor Who in 2005.
Oh, it had yeah, I could see that. I could see that with the way he is with Rose Tyler. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Oh, Toxic Man Flu says he has a one of the people I work with has a daughter named that name. Maybe I'm one of the people you work with. That could be. Did you guys?
We never know.
Did you guys see Mandalorian yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your
Say it
thoughts?
again.
I really liked it. I really liked it.
Seen
Yeah.
what?
It was a good
both,
episode.
Yeah, both Bear and I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm of the opinion that most of those episodes could easily be expanded out into a 2-hour movie. Like this episode would have been a great 2-hour kind of sci-fi western.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, I could see that.
What's up, Darkstar? How you doing?
It had, it did. It had, that Western motif. It was cast really well. It looked like it belonged in the Star Wars universe.
Yes, it's the absolute opposite of Discovery, right? Because it so understands and loves its source material, whereas Discovery doesn't understand and love it at all. And when they put their member bearers in, it just feels like member bearers. Doesn't work at all. But Mandalorian filled with member bearers. Like this episode, like you had the Gamorrean Guard. You had so much stuff, right? It's so much stuff in there. And all of it felt authentic. All of it felt real. All of it felt like it was earned. Where you get none of that in Star Trek at all.
Yeah, it was all done correctly. Exactly. I mean, like those creatures belonged in that world the way they were presented in the world in the Mandalorian. And
right, exactly. But so I think you can just tell Favreau's love for the sort of you can tell how the creators feel about something by the end product. You can tell Favreau's love, and you can tell Kurtzman and Michelle, whatever their name is, making Discovery, their utter disdain for Star Trek.
And the fans.
Sorry, yeah, and absolutely the fans. So listen, the creators have always hated the fans. That's fair enough. I can understand that, but they've got to pretend to like us. But they've always they've never been that much that close to us. But now there's this open hatred.
Well, it was so not Star Trek. Like when they come there and the Federation, the Earth has left the they have a literal freaking space wall in space. Okay.
Right.
Like, how much more on the money do you people want to get with your politics?
Oh, they get very on the nose, don't they? And hey, listen, the main character, Michael Burnham, is mentally ill. This woman is mentally ill, and she needs to be on some kind of medication. She goes from mood swing to mood swing, just crying, laughing, hugging, and then hitting Med in the face. Got to hit Med in the face. There's lots of that, and lots of 5'2", 110-pound women beating up 250-pound, incredibly muscly gorillas, right? They're like,
yep. Yeah, I think you might be onto something. I think it
don't
could
make
be
sense.
Yeah, either Michael Burnham is going to end up being God or the God, the God, not a God, or at the end of the series, we're going to find out that she's in a straight jacket and she's just a mentally ill person.
That is the way they could end the series and make it kosher, for want of a better word. If you pull out and she's in a straight jacket in a she's like at the end of Joker. Then the entire fandom will get on board. And in the next cell, there's Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, and in the next padded cell, there's Ray.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Wrap all three of them up in one neat little bow.
Exactly, and then we could just move forward. Oh, that's a tragedy. You're never ever gonna get a sequel trilogy now. Like Carrie Fisher's dead, and Harrison Ford is like, I've come back more times than I can imagine, and I didn't want to come back once. So, like, what the hell? The only way they could do a sequel trilogy now is ignore this sequel trilogy and set it like 100 years after Star Wars. Have Luke Skywalker in it as the ancient Jedi Knight that reformed the Order, right? And then have something. Then that's your setting.
They would definitely have to ignore the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shellback.
I was just gonna say, I mean, they don't at this point they don't even need Harrison Ford. The only one they need is Mark Hamill.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, as long as Mark is still alive, and they have somebody that knows how to like actually put a real story together, they could be like, Princess Leia got killed, Han got killed, or whatever.
They could Skywalker could be very long lived. They could connect to the Force. It could be 100 years later. It could be 500 years later, right? And he could be handing over to a new, and just have him in that first one. And then again, the most important thing to make good Star Wars, the same most important thing to make good Star Trek, good Doctor Who. You're aiming it at 8-year-old boys. 8-year-old boys. And if you do that, which is what the Mandalorian did, it's like an 8-year-old boy would go, that's so freaking cool, right? It's like, go and watch Indiana Jones. That is aimed at 8-year-old boys, and it's freaking marvelous.
Well, here's the thing, though, and, which I don't really like the whole, it's made for kids argument, because that's kind of, pardon my French, bullshit. To me, the best story or whatever is going to appeal to the whole family, from the youngest kid to the oldest.
Correct. I do agree with you. But I still think if you aim it at 8-year-old boys and make it so the whole family will get around and enjoy it, which is basically what Star Wars always was, then you have a massive hit. If you don't have that, you have, if you make it for girls, which is essentially what they're doing with the sequel trilogy, it was a very feminist take on Star Wars. So the little boys aren't interested in it because it's too girly.
Don't hold my hand
because it's too Star Warsy. And so you just get the old fans like us who go to see it, and we resolutely push through it, but when it's just not working.
Indeed. Make the story that everyone's going to like.
Exactly. I tell you, I do not know. Much like the election, I have no idea what way the next James Bond movie is going to go. Everything I hear about it makes it sound like the most awful woke trash I've ever heard. Everything I see looks freaking awesome. Right? So I have no idea what's going to be with it. I think that's one of our last blockbusters for a while, though. I don't see blockbusters continuing.
I've been hearing about Mark Hamill and him being very, I'll put it this way, political. It turns when I see actors putting their politics out there, it turns me off. And it's getting to the point to where it's like, well, you start asking the question, if they were to make another Star Wars movie with a Luke Skywalker character, I'm starting to wonder if maybe my feelings wouldn't be hurt so much if they recast.
Yeah, well, they are talking about Sebastian Stan as a younger Luke Skywalker, like an Empire. Yeah.
Somebody put out that picture, with Sebastian Stan and Mark Hamill side by side.
Yeah, that was good.
He could be he could easily pass for Luke Skywalker.
Right. It's a kind of uncanny how much similar they look.
But the thing is with Mark Hamill and any of the other ones, it's like, you got to kind of question, like how sincere they are, because I mean, it's
Hail Mikhail Wolf.
Hail Mikhail Wolf.
Some of them are so freaking out there, with like their, TDS and whatnot, it's like, it's like, really, it's come on, it's like, I'm like, so, me personally, I sit there and I question, I'm like, okay, how much of this is sincerity and how much of it is towing the line, You know,
I think they're sincerely towing the line, most of them. Right? I think sincerely want to toe the line. Where do you guys think? What do you guys think you're going to wake up to on Wednesday morning?
I think Trump is going to win with at least 325 electoral votes.
Wow, that's high.
And I think the Republicans are going to take the House.
You know what? Here's the thing. I think so too, but I think it's going to take a miracle for that to happen. And you're not supposed to rely on a miracle. I just think it kind of might. Because I don't think Americans are really happy with the idea of their cities burning and them not having a police force anymore. Essentially,
I don't really give my political opinions because that's not important. Yeah, it's not important.
Well, yeah, Bear. I mean, I won't go further into it if you don't want me to. But as far as predicting the election, I was gonna.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so there's some data out there that shows a Trump victory. You have the early voting in Florida, where Trump is overperforming by a lot, and Biden.
Is he really? I didn't know that, Teddy. They keep it quiet, don't they?
They are keeping it quiet, and Biden is underperforming by a lot. And then you have they really don't want you seeing these polls, but if you break down the demographics, I mean, it says that Biden's ahead, but if you break it down into categories, Trump is polling at like 30% with the black vote, which is amazing.
That's massive. That is massive.
A Democrat needs 75% of the black vote at least, and they routinely vote, in the 85 to 90%, even sometimes a little higher range for Democrats. So, and these polls, they're trying to say that Trump is losing the white vote. I don't buy that for a second.
I don't buy that for a second.
But I do buy that black voters are answering the polls honestly because they feel like they're not being heard. So I absolutely think they're.
This is the opportunity for Black America to completely own the political system for the next 100 years, right? Because their vote is the swing vote, right? That community is the swing vote. And the Democrats think they have it in the bag, which they might have. I don't know, but they think they have. And, I just don't know. If they one time they voted not in the bag, then their vote's up for grabs and people will do what they... I think both the incumbent president and whoever's would challenge him would offer whatever they need to get that vote. Because right now they're being an underserved community.
Big time. Yep. And it's because they've been voting that way for so long. I think they're waking up to what's happening. I think especially with the stuff about Hunter Biden, it's like, well, they're not here to serve us. I mean, these people, look what they're getting away with, and we're suffering here, and we've been voting for them for so long. Forget that. It's time to try something new.
Yeah, that Hunter Biden stuff. It seems to be. You remember a few years ago the famous piss tape that was supposed to exist, and it seems to be everything that was accused there is really Hunter Biden, right? Every day you hear this other freaky thing that they got pictures of him on his hard drive smoking crack with really,
and family members too. Yeah, it's really gross.
You want to think.
So the year of the pink elephant.
Maybe I should.
I think we might be getting into territory that Bear is a little uncomfortable with.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I like talking about this stuff, but I want to respect this channel.
Yeah, it's the year of the pink elephant.
Yep.
What can you say?
Yeah.
And his name's
so that's my take on what I think is going to happen. To answer your question.
Okay, listen. Who knows what we're going to? I might wake up in the middle of the night and check the results. I might scream right then. I don't know. I have to see what's flying.
I'll be streaming on election night, and I'm going to have booze with me, and I'm either going to celebrate or drown my sorrows. But I have a feeling I'm going to be celebrating.
Listen.
I'm thinking about getting some cognac.
By the way, cognac and whiskey. Cognac and whiskey. Make some drink called a Rusty Nail. Freaking awesome! I can't recommend that highly enough.
Oh yeah, I've had a Rusty Nail. Rusty Nails are good. Yeah, it's a man's drink right there.
Yeah, exactly. Manly men being men.
So you mentioned something about the states, but which side of the pond are you on currently?
Oh, I'm in Israel. I lived in England.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hey, Shellback, weren't you
Hmm.
paying attention when I told you earlier where he was from? You weren't paying attention?
I guess not.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Right. I grew up in England.
Continue.
Yeah.
I grew up in England in '91. A friend of mine was getting married in Israel. Right. I wasn't religious. A friend of mine was getting married in Israel. I was working at a video store. Like my life was in the toilet at the time. So like I was doing well, and then everything kind of imploded that year. So was it 91? Yeah, it was 91. Right. Or maybe it's early '91. So I went out to Israel. I ended up becoming religious when I was there. Like I never expected that. So I ended up staying for a good 5 years or so. Got married, and then I was in this like rabbinical ceremony that did like outreach work. Like that does like try to make Judaism relatable to Jews, which is a bit of a new concept at the time. So I came to work in the States, and they had me doing a bunch of fundraising, which I was freaking awful at. Hated it. So I ended up leaving and moving into like graphic design and web design for a number of years. And then in 2005, we realized that our house was worth like 3 times what we paid for it. And if we sold it, we'd be doing great. But we had no idea where we would move to. And then I just thought today, well, why we could just move back to Israel. And my sister lives here. My grandmother lived here at the time she was alive. My wife's mother lived here. So yeah, we moved back. The exact millisecond we closed on our house and we left is when the crash happened. I was in Florida, right? I was in the exact place where the crash happened. And our house was worth like a third of what we sold it for overnight. We were so incredibly lucky. But yeah, so we moved back to Israel at that point. And then anything difficult about living in Israel was over because you had air conditioning and internet. 2 things you didn't have in the. So we were like, yeah, okay, we're good here, and we've lived here ever since. Raised our kids here. It's been pretty good. My kids now, my son's. He's got about 8 months to go in the army. He's was he a commander? I'm not sure. He just got they promoted him again, so they keep him for next 4 months. My daughter's in the army now as well. My other daughter is just you either do a volunteer thing for the community or you do army service. So she did the volunteer thing. And my younger son is probably going in the army. And
we could use some of that over here, in my opinion.
It makes such a difference. I was talking about this yesterday with my kids. It makes such a difference doing army service because like kids were like kids when they get out the army here, they're very driven, they're very focused, and they're like they don't. No one's interested in doing like a human study, like a female studies degree. They want to do a degree that will have a practical result. And so you get like a lot of the crazy leftist stuff going on everywhere, but you just get much less of this like utter insanity. This utter insanity that is all across America right now.
But Bear, in my defense, both England and Israel are on the other side of the pond. So yeah. But I was a West Coast sailor. So like I would go to I would end up places like Japan, Australia, stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
But Navy guys that get stationed like in places like Virginia and stuff like that. They'll go to the Mediterranean and they'll get to go to places like Haifa. Which I'm kind of jealous of because the guys that I talked to said that, Haifa is like a really cool place to visit.
Well, Haifa is quite famous. I imagine around the sailors because it's got some of the best hookers in the world. So I'm told. So there you go.
Yeah.
As I'm reliably informed, I haven't been there myself. I mean, I've been to Haifa.
Well, I mean, yes, we sailors do have a reputation with ladies of the evening, but
A man has his needs, baby. I don't. I'm not moralizing to anyone.
But no, I mean, Israel's like one of those countries that I haven't been to yet that I would love to go to. You know.
Basically, Turtle, if you wanted to be accurate, he's actually a couple ponds away.
Couple ponds.
Yeah, the Atlantic Ocean and then the
Mediterranean. Yeah.
That's a pond too.
Well,
it's a little pond.
I mean, you also got. I mean, you got like the Dead Sea. You got the Jordan Sea. You know, you got Jordan River. You got what's that river called again? That Tiberius is on. What's the name of that river? That lake. Well, that's cool to see as well. If you wanted to be really like pedantic about it, no real need.
Yeah. Well, Bear, though, if you go in our direction, you really only have the Pacific. So
Japan's across the pond.
Yeah.
The other pond.
Yeah, it would make sense to fly east, right?
Actually, I don't know which. As far as where the rabbi's at, I don't know if it would really make much difference in which direction you went.
Yeah, how does that work? Which way do they go?
The way my wife prefers to go to America is she makes a stop in Europe rather than the direct flight. There's like the direct flight from Tel Aviv to the West Coast is long. It's like 12 hours forever.
Oh yeah.
It's so long you could be molested at the beginning of the flight.
Well, we're actually probably talking more like a 16-hour flight.
Yeah, it's long. I only did it one time and it was just like, oh God, please no more.
Boy, that'd have to be a really long movie.
You get a few of them now.
Man, I hate flying. That would be horrible.
Right.
I feel sorry for anybody that.
Thing about the Dreamliner, right? The new plane. It's got this incredible entertainment system built into it.
All right. How about a quick musical interlude, and then we'll go around the horn and let everyone know where all y'all nice gentlemen can be found. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let me do a quick sound test. Because sometimes sound disconnects when you have a screen share still up.
Yeah.
Check.
Yep. Check
that?
One. Check yes. Check two.
All right. Here we go. A little
working.
Unicorn San Fran. Movie and a unicorn and popcorn. I saw unicorns and Fred. All I had was a grand. Making an Exodus movie show was getting good. I got my popcorn. Hot summer, got the beat, got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your playlist. Do you understand the music show? Apocalyptic movie show. I got my popcorn 2 degrees. Nothing like watching this movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn too. Living in a apocalyptic movie show. The movie and a unicorn, movie and a popcorn, movie and a popcorn. I saw unicorns and San Fran. All I had was a grin. Making an Exodus movie show is getting good. Got my popcorn getting really deep. They got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your list. Do you understand the music from the apocalyptic movie show? I got my popcorn too. 100 degrees, nothing like watching a movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn, yeah. Living in a popcorn movie show. Movie and a unicorn show.
You need to get like a karaoke lyric for the bouncing ball.
Yeah.
I, for the life of me, could not find the popcorn emoji. I was looking for it the entire song. So
Yeah,
I just had to drop the unicorn next to the San Francisco skyscape.
Here's what you do. I discovered something earlier. You pop up, click the emoji thing if you're on PC, and it may only be on. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get the pop up.
Wait, is that the Golden Gate Bridge, or is that the what's that bridge in New York? It better be. Is that the Golden?
The Brooklyn Bridge. There's a bunch of bridges. There's like
the Brooklyn. Yeah, I think I actually. That better not be the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, whatever.
I don't think you're going to be graded on this.
Dude, all you got to do is type popcorn in the search bar.
There's a search bar
for the emojis. Yeah.
Where?
It's below. It's hard. It's
right
hard to see. It's right below it.
You click on the little face, and then the search bar is right below the regular line where you type stuff in.
Damn it! See, that's why
it doesn't show up until you hover your mouse right over it. It's hard to see.
How the hell did I not know that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe yours is different than mine, Barry, because mine's like just right out and open.
I use Chrome.
Yeah, so do I.
But yeah, I was looking at it and it doesn't show up.
Mm.
Because basically, if your cursor is in the regular chat and you don't know to hover your mouse and click it, and then you get the cursor blinking, and then you can see it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's really kind of hard to see it. Yeah, there we go.
Mind blown emoji.
Mind blown. All right.
But you have to type in exploding head to get mind blown.
From the bottom up, tell them what you've been up to, latest project, and all that jazz, and where you can be found.
Oh, is that me? Am I the bottom?
Yes, sir.
I don't thought of myself as the top, but okay, I can be a bottom. It's okay. Everything. So, okay, go to biblicalcomics.com, BIBLICALCOMIX.com. There's a link to my YouTube channel, or just on YouTube, search The Rabbi from Another Planet. The Rabbi from Another Planet. You should find me. If you go to my website, there's tons. I really should be putting my videos on. I got another website I'm building from that says archive my videos, but I got to catch up on that. But yeah, you go there. You got links to tons of free comics, tons of free comics, and my YouTube channel. We get sparkling chat, and quite opinionated opinion every day. about your favorite genre and nerdy stuff. If there's anything you want me to cover, just let me know, or email me, let me know in the chat. Oh, and also you can enter my competitions. The prize being given away on Sunday night is this Doctor Who story from 1976, Robots of Death, a particularly good story with a terrible cover they made for it. So there you go. So that's what you can do if you head over to my channel.
And here is the channel link.
Oh, thank you. You're a gentleman, sir. Go ahead and sub. I lost 5 subscribers overnight. I think YouTube have been scrubbing it.
Yeah, they're shedding subs again.
I think they're they got a bunch of bots working all that stuff, and they got gears that probably ain't turning quite the right way and all that stuff. And who knows? Probably because I keep fluctuating up, down a sub.
Right, exactly.
Up, down. It'll be go up one, go down one. It seems to be constant.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, YouTube.
All right, Turtle.
Excuse me. I am Shellback TJC. You can find me here on the YouTubes and on the Twitters under that name. I kind kind of sporadic in my content making, but you can find me here and there, like, on this channel, for example. Also, I've been known to do car chat and Star Trek stuff with the man above me, Mr. Wes Moody. So yeah, in fact, that's going to be my my plug for tonight, is to subscribe to the Wes Moody Webcast.
Awesome. Thank you.
Indeed.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's weird. It was segue into me after a plug. Well, thank you, Shellback. And make sure that you folks, that you're subscribed to Rabbi from Another Planet and Shellbach. And of course, make sure that you're still subbed to Bear, because there's our YouTube shenanigans afoot. I am Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast. I talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams, and I will vlog about whatever the heck I want to, because it is my webcast. Hope to see you there. Thank you, my friends.
Hail to that. And I'll put your link down there. And just so you know, anybody that's on this channel, you'll find their link in the info below. And we'll put that right there. There's Wes's channel right there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll play maybe we'll play one more song, 2 more songs, and out of the new songs, which one you want to hear after that? After this one coming up?
We already did Crazy Clown World, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I'm talking about the top 3 new songs I just put out.
New ones.
Here we go. We'll do this. Tornado on Main Street Blues, Cross an Ocean of Time, The 11th Hour.
11th Hour. I like that one.
All right. Let me.
Yeah.
You go ahead and conversate about something real quick, and I'll get that fixed up.
Okay. I had no opinion on any of the songs. I have no idea what they are.
It's me. I sing the songs. I write the songs, the lyrics.
Yeah, because I'll give it my best, but it'll probably be entertaining, but also awful. So you got that to work out.
Yeah. I write the lyrics, and then I find the right instrumentals that match up.
Oh, can I give a plug before I leave? Nothing.
Sure, go ahead. Feel free.
There's 2 bits of genre entertainment which I found absolutely excellent. One is been for a 1-season wonder. It's just been cancelled. They did 9 episodes. It's called Brave New World. It's on Peacock Network. It is so worth subscribing for 1 month. For that $4.99. It's the best. I think it's the best show of the year. It is a blisteringly anti-woke indictment on the Twitterati culture. It's brilliant, and it's got it's brilliant. It looks brilliant. It's interesting. It's science fiction-y. I recommend it really, really highly. There are some woke tropes to it, but it's not. I would say it's not woke at all. The other show that I've really liked this year has been Raised by Wolves, which is on HBO Max. Is it worth the 5? I would wait till there's something else on, because that's expensive. It sounds like $15 for that. I would wait till there's something else on there that you want to see to sub to that for the month. But those 2 shows, again, Brave New World got no love. I'm really glad it only got 1 season, because I think it would have gone in a bad direction the 2nd season. But it got no love. It's really, I think, the best piece of genre entertainment for 2020.
Yeah, I've heard of both of them, and that Raised by Wolves.
Hail, Bruce Lombardo.
I've seen some YouTube videos that the thumbnail looks pretty intense.
Oh, it's crazy. That first episode, I mean, every episode is good. but that first episode, you're like, oh, you can't believe what's happening. Like, and when you the way they like unfold the story over the 10 episodes, it's really layered. You keep going in, you peel off a layer each week, and you get deeper and deeper into who these people are and what's going on. And so about halfway through, you got this real deep understanding of who all the players are, and that's when the story really begins. And it's just really, really good.
Wait, what are we talking about? Which show?
Or is it Raised by Wolves?
Oh, okay.
Well, give me like because I don't really know a whole lot about it. Give me like a really quick breakdown.
Okay, so essentially it starts off this small spaceship lands on an alien planet. On it are 2 robots who are, sentient robots, but they're still so that's something I always love. I love it when they're able to do robots convincingly. And one of these robots is a mother. The other one's called father. They have like 12 embryos, which they then grow into babies, and the mother is the mother, and they raise these kids. Then you get to find more of the backstory. The Earth is pretty much destroyed from a civil war between the atheists and this church of, I can't remember what it's called. And so you really get to get inside to see both sides of the story. There are these
what platform did you say it was on?
That's on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah, the money they spent on that. I'm not a big fan of them putting tons of money into TV shows. I think it normally covers up a real emptiness. And so that one I really like them putting the money into, and The Mandalorian. I love the money they put into that as well. Other than that, I'm not a big fan. But it's so you get to see all this you get to see this fascinating world they created. This absolutely fascinating world they created, and then as you do it, you get to learn more about the characters, like the father robot. You can see there's so much stuff that you can relate to his life. As people. As people fall out of love and in love, you really genuinely do care for pretty much all the characters in it. It's also directed by Ridley Scott, produced and directed by Ridley Scott. The first 2 or 3 episodes, a class act. But Brave New World is better. Brave New World is better, and it's cheaper. And there's a bunch of other stuff on the Peacock networks that's worth watching. But that one is. Again, I think it's a must-see TV for any genre fan. It just absolutely is.
Yeah, The Mandalorian, both me and Wes were kind of commenting on the wire work that they did with Mandalorian and Cobb.
Flying. Yeah.
Some fine wire work.
Yeah, well, the flying, the flying was amazing, but the way that they landed, it was just so artistic and so natural and seamless. That was really some good stuff. Like I really bought. I my suspension of disbelief was there.
Yeah, the secondary character part with the Witcher. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be watching. Because I was watching because Cavill was in it, and Cavill was doing great in it. Man.
Why? What's that about The Witcher? What's good? They're doing a spin-off, aren't they, with the woman? What's her name?
I really haven't seen any previews or looked at it too much because I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I wasn't a Witcher fan at all, but I watched it purely because of Henry Cavill, and his promotion of it was so good. He said everything right, and I thought, well, that respect to fandom deserves my watching the first episode, right? So I watched that first episode. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can totally watch the rest.
Yeah, it was decent. I liked it. It was enjoyable. There was some genuine struggles and journeys that I liked to see in the story. But with that, we will go ahead and throw this back up there so we can do this. Hey, what do you think of that?
Whoa, all right.
So here we go. Everyone hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, that story man's tale. I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, story man's tale. I started looking for deeper meaning, cats and rats. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. The tale that's always around you. You have to lose yourself. It's so profound. The sound I found, I did hear. It's clear to me. I had to test the sound. It's so profound. It's been made clear to me. The sound from the story man I found it was given before you understand. Before you found sound I did hear. So I heard the sound. It's so profound. It was made clear to me. I hear the sound. It's clear. It's clear to me the story man knows he has a plan. Play the strings from afar. The story man says, like waterfalls, sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. Where's the glory? I heard a story straight from the story man who tells the tale. I hear the tale, I heard, hard to believe, I hear the tale. Where's the glory? I heard the story, straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. Profound, eh?
Yep.
Third newest song, The 11th Hour. It's 11th hour, there's energy building. It's 11th hour, the energy is building. Yes, it's on its way. Walking down the silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your head, look up to the sky, how we're meant to fly. The fingers pointing, maybe pointing back. There's this feeling growing. The payment's due. We all know someone will have to pay. It's the 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Walking in silence, silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your voice, raise your head. Look to the sky, are we meant to fly? There's fingers pointing, maybe pointing back. There's a feeling growing, the payments due. We all know someone will have to pay. It's the 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Walk in silence, silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your head, look to the sky. Are we meant to fly? There's fingers pointing, maybe pointing back. There's this feeling growing. The payment's due. We all know someone will have to pay. It's the 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Walking silence, silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your head and look to the sky. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. There we go. Yeah, 11th hour. That one was difficult in that space. So yeah, this will be the last one, and we'll say goodnight after that, and I bid you adieu. We're not silent, no. Best chat in the community, you know it. You got that right. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden, but we're silent no more. Hey, we do not kneel, marching to our own. We do not kneel. Dodging and ducking loose. Get out of my way. You see the wheel has turned, the fourth wave's on its way. Running wild on the hill, man, I can tell you that bird sure can fly.
Indeed.
Waving the four-wave freak flag, you better
Very
let
fine
it
community
fly.
indeed.
We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. Silence no more. Broken the curse. So you can take your bag of tricks. Won't be silent again. My wings won't be clipped. You be you and I'll be me. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden, but we're not silent no more. Hey, we do not kneel, marching to our own tune. Dodging and ducking loons, get out of my way. Yeah, see the wheel, it has turned. The fourth wave's on its way. Running wild on the hill, man, I tell you, that bird, it sure can fly. Waving the four-wave freak flag, you better let it fly. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. Silence no more. We've broken the curse. You can take your bag of tricks. Won't be silent again. My wings won't be clipped. You be you and I'll be me. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence golden, but we're not silent no more. Hey, we do not kneel. March to our own tune. Dodging and ducking loose. Get out of my way. See the wheel has turned. The fourth wave's on its way. Running wild on the hill, man. I tell you that bird, it sure can fly. Waving the fourth wave freak flag. You better let it fly. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. Silent no more. We've broken the curse. You can take your bag of tricks. Won't be silent again. My wings won't be clipped.